Hello, friends. Welcome back.
Hello.
How was your week?
How was yours? Um, I always get deer in the headlights when you ask me that question because I have to stop and think. Um, because I try not to be, you know,
You want like a genuine answer?
yeah, not just the. Oh, it was great. It was fine.
Should I start
Um,
asking you it right before we start
you
recording,
probably
so you
should.
have like a
Probably
minute to
should.
think about?
Logistics. It was all right. It was okay. I feel like it's gotten better as the weeks gone by.
That's
Yeah.
good. It's a little chilly out this
It's
morning, so
very chilly.
yeah. I think
How was your week?
it's a good week. Yeah. I feel like we kind of accomplished everything. We did our school, we did our chores, and it's always nice when I get back on that rhythm because I go from feeling just like overwhelmed and behind on everything to like we finished by 2 and I'm like, oh, I could do a puzzle for a couple hours or I could take a nap or so like I feel so much better when we're on it, but it once you get off it, it's really hard to get back on. So
True.
this is the second week in a row where we kind of accomplish everything we're supposed to accomplish, and so yeah, it's a good week. Um, if you don't know who we are the very cold Rustic girls. We are a mother-daughter duo who love to. Oh my gosh, I forgot our thing.
I know
So
you
it's
have it
create
down.
beautiful homes
Live intentional lives.
and pursue creative dreams. And we like to encourage other women to live that way as well. So I am Katie,
I guess it's been that kind of week.
yeah, apparently. I'm Katie, the mother or the daughter. Oh my word. The daughter of the mother-daughter duo.
And I'm Patty, the mother of the mother-daughter duo. Yeah, yesterday there was a word. Oh, it was the butterfly pea flower. One of the girls asked me like, how
Really, that's
what
a
is
tongue
it?
twister.
Yeah, and like I could not remember what it was called to save my life. Like, yeah, so maybe it has been one of those weeks. We're just dropping brain
Just gonna
cells.
lift her up just a little bit. It's bothering me. It's cutting your forehead off.
That's
I know
right.
is like wildly
I
picky. Just sorry, guys. Just
worked my legs the whole video.
yeah. What? And normal. Better. Now you can see my ugly red. I'm gonna scoot it in like that. Anyway, ah, cold, and so
And you're
regretting my choice. My
because
mama, she's making me these smoothies. They're really good. They're like tasty, but for smoothie goes, they're pretty healthy. Got protein in it. Got a little pack of like super green things from Costco, and then just some fruit
a
and a
little bit of organic juice.
little bit of organic
A little
juice.
bit.
Cheers. And the green superfoods also have like energy stuff in it. So rather than doubling down on caffeine this morning, I thought I'm just gonna drink this, but it's really cold and I wish I had a warm cup. I should have just boiled some water and like held a cup of boiled water just because it's cold. But we thought before we dive into our topic this week that we do the planner check-in that we talked about at the beginning of the year. So if you recall at the beginning of the year, do you want to show them yours?
Sure.
We talked about the planner pad, which is a 1-day planner that we absolutely love for just being really purposeful with our lives and
Like
intentional.
I haven't filled in the
So it's definitely one that I've gone to quite a few years.
Mm-hmm.
You've used it a lot more.
I use
think
it. Yeah,
like pretty much every year.
I use it with the business, and I broke from it last year because well, the last 2 years I broke
really
from it.
planning life.
Right, because I feel like I was doing everything differently, and I did break down and buy like a Dollar Tree similar size, but like really but thin. You know, it's like probably about that 7 by.
Just a little basic.
Yeah, a little basic one, just so I could track some things. But
Yeah, so why don't we show them how our planners are looking now? Maybe show them just a quick glance at last week. Not
yeah.
like go over details. I'm just saying hold it up.
Yeah, no.
Let's see.
The last week.
Lots of views. Maybe the week before. So there are weeks, right, that you don't fill it out. But,
Yeah, well, I have something to say about that. So this one's got a little more
on it.
stuff there, but
This is mine. I switched planners, guys. Not because I don't love it, but because I have ADD. And I was convinced a new planner would change my life. And the reason I switched is because this one is super boiled down. It's not filled in, so if I miss a week, it's not the end of the world. And I just think I wanted something really, really simple. I was struggling with pulling my life back together, and so a complex planner did not suit that. But also because I like to put everything. I want to hold this up, but there's like 900 loose pages.
Yeah, I do that too. But
it tends to become burdensome when you put all of your stuff with your planner. So this was earlier in the year with this.
Yeah, you were like,
I was on it. I was using it because I do really love it. It has the different categories, and then you put like to-do lists for those categories, and
stuff that's specifically
the
for
daily,
the day,
and then appointments.
Kind of funnel them down.
Ideas, yeah, funnels from your top to-do list down into your daily living.
And it does work really well if you have a busy life. I mean, it's great if that type of setup suits you. You
gotta really love
the business, and it was very helpful to me because it wasn't just for the business. It's like, it's like you get your whole life
categories.
So I had, my categories were like different aspects of the business and home and personal, and so it worked really well for me.
And I do really love it. And this isn't the first year I've gotten 2 planners, and I've switched back and forth depending on my mood, which is probably what will happen this year. I think, whatever season you're in, it's okay to acknowledge when something's just not working for you at the time. And it wasn't for me. I was struggling with getting things done. It was like one more thing to make the to-do list. It was one more thing to fill out the day planner. And normally I enjoy that. I love that part of my week. And so I just switched to something super small, super simple, super boiled down. And in it I have, I keep at the back of it now, it's got a little pocket, and I keep like a weekly and a quarterly cleaning list, just as like a reminder. And then I'll add those
handy and accessible.
And this is for reading books, because I'm an avid reader and I've only read one book for 2026. So I've just recently picked up reading again. But so I think my planner changed, but I think it's about finding what works for you and moving forward.
Well, and for me, I think, our running joke is we'll be like, oh, this is today or this is tomorrow. And I'll be like, I had it on my calendar, but if you don't look at your calendar, it does you no good. So the season of my life that I'm in, so I was super hopeful at the beginning of the year. Not so much that I have like this myriad of this busy schedule now, but I did have areas of my life that I wanted to work on. And so I thought this might be a way to accomplish that. And it's been helpful, in some regards. There's been weeks that I've used it and followed it more. Honestly, I don't look at it a lot of times. Sometimes I'll go the whole week, and again, I miss things that were written down because I didn't look. But that's just the season I'm in. There's some weeks that I'm lucky to get up off the couch. So, but it has been helpful to me in that it is it's something that's real and tangible. It is a place for me to document things, for me to check in with, okay, well, these are the things I wanted to accomplish. Like, where am I at with those? I'm curious to see as the year goes on. I anticipate that there may be periods where it's more heavily used or not, but it is helpful to me just in that it's a
space together.
It's not even really. I started to say it's almost like an accountability partner in a way, but not even that. I think it's just a baseline for me to come back and refer to and check in and not just
log the journey a little bit.
Yeah, I don't have to track all that with my brain. Yeah. So where I'm at with mine.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think the thing with day planners is you use what works for you, use it as long as it works for you. But they are really helpful, whether it's digital or physical, to be intentional in your time and how you're spending it. Just this last week, I was talking about time blocking off. But for me, it's, there's these things, especially as summer comes up. Oh, I want to do that. I want to do that. Or friends inviting me to this, and our calendars get really full. And especially in the season we're in with grief, when we do too much, we start to really, really feel it. We're just very limited in our capacity. And so I said, I'm going to like reverse time block. I'm going to figure out what times I'm good with putting stuff on the calendar. And those are the only times we're going to agree to do things with people. So that the rest of our calendar can stay full and have room to just breathe, to grieve, to do things that might help us in that journey. We talked about wanting to hike more and just spend some time in nature and at hot springs. So,
well, and I think the key thing to remember is it's just a tool, just like so many other tools. And if it's not serving you, or you need to use it differently than maybe how it was exactly intended, just remember it's a tool for you, and
use it how it helps. So, diving into this week's topic, heirlooms, family heirlooms. So, I think heirlooms can add it. Old things are cool. Vintage things are cool.
You don't have your own family heirlooms?
Start some of your own.
Yep.
But that being said, I think it's really special, even if they're not your own. You don't have great family history. You don't have things that were passed down to you, or you can find things that are meaningful to your story or to your journey or to your history. We've talked about things like incorporating my husband was born in Germany. For me, the train station. So I don't know where I was going with for me, but like, so for me, bringing stuff that recognize his heritage. I have these beautiful glass German vases that are not a family heirloom. They are just a thing. But it makes your home more you when you bring antique elements that bring the age, but they bring your story.
And it gives you an opportunity when somebody says, oh, those are really beautiful. Like, and you can tell just the story of how you got them. But like, I chose them, or they spoke to me because.
Right. I think it's really special when you do get the privilege of having family heirlooms passed down, because it's actually like, it's your literal heritage. And so we have a few family heirlooms that we're going to share with you guys today, and why they mean something to us. And we'd love if you guys shared something with us. So, we look forward to reading your comments this week. And yeah. Do you want to dive in first?
Well, so for me, many of my family heirlooms I don't have anymore, because with our, the season of life we were entering into, I chose to start passing on some of those heirlooms, because they were just going to be stowed away. And so over the course of really the last few years, I mean, I've seized like opportunities, special occasions, to pass on certain things to my adult kids. I think, being mindful, of are they ready to take them on?
Is it something they'd want and cherish?
And is it something they'd want and cherish? Yeah, for sure.
Something that might be.
But I've hung on to some. Some I've lost along the way, and I've had to grieve that. That still rears its ugly head every now and then, because it's like, how did I keep it this long and then lose it? But anyway. But one of the things that for me, like my mom she went to work when I was about 11 and a half, I believe, 12 maybe. But my early years, she was a stay-at-home mom. And I remember her in the kitchen all the time, processing things from her garden, cooking, baking, all the domestic things. And so some of her kitchen things were some of my most precious heirlooms that I hung on to. I had her Bible and my daddy's Bible, which I've passed on, as I said. But one of the things that I loved as a kid, I don't know why, I was so fascinated by it, but is her cake tester. I don't know if you can see, it's still got some of the red patina on it. She would have got this probably in the 40s, 50s, maybe. And she always had it in a drawer in her kitchen, or I remember at one time she had measuring cups hanging in her cupboard, and this had a little hook as well. But it was one of the first things that I snagged. Like, I knew I wanted of hers. That snag, that sounds very
when she passed
grubby.
I was snagging
I honestly, I may have gotten it before she died. But it was had it over the years. Precious. Yes. And with all the moves that we've made, and we actually, when my oldest 4 grandkids were little, they all lived under a roof at one point or another for different reasons. But while a couple of them were living there, this vanished. And couldn't find it. I was fairly devastated. And I don't even know, it was weeks, I believe. And I happened to come out the back slider down. It was a daylight basement, 2-story. And laying on the edge of the little patio there was this in the dirt, in the grass, almost hidden. And so I'm pretty sure what happened is it had gotten dropped off the deck up above. But it was fine. It was a little dirty. Cleaned it up, and I found it. And again, it's one of those things that mine, I have my bigger crock. Well, I now have one big crock and one little crock. I used to have a whole bunch. But my little crock that has my small tools, that's where it lives. And I don't use it as much because I don't bake as much. I'm not in a season where I bake a lot. But yeah, and it's anytime I look at it, I mean, it's the connection with my mama and all my kids, all my grandkids. They all, I think, now know what that is. But so it's a very utilitarian thing. But I think some of those are the best because there's something about holding in your hand a tool or something that somebody that came before you. I mean, I honestly don't 100% know. I mean, it could have been my grandma's. I don't know, but yeah, I know my mama had for a long time. Anyways, that was very long.
No, as it should be. I think utilitarian is nice because you're less likely to get rid of it foolishly,
right?
You know what I mean? You want to enjoy it, and then you can remember them doing those things. With the thing, this is Whistlers. He doesn't like to be held, but he loves, and he loves me. He came out to see us. Sorry about you. How about me? Well, I'm sad I'm not holding your cup anymore because it was warm. Mine is not utilitarian. Mine sits on a shelf and gathers dust, but in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
It sounds terrible when I hold it up. So I have 2 Bibles, and they are my grandmother's. So I have, I believe their names are in both of them. Boy, there's a lot of blank pages at the beginning of this. Aww. Sorry.
She tried.
She tried.
Well, those were her stepkids.
Yeah. Okay.
So
there's Phyllis Lynn Powell.
Irene.
I read that. I'm tired. Okay, so the reason we laugh. So she's got like hers and her husband's info and the family register. Or no, I'm sorry, her mom's and dad's. The kids, right?
So this is my mom.
Oh, okay.
This was her marriage.
And then this is the kids.
And then these are all the kids.
I'm sorry. I'm struggling today. I had a really long night with one of my kids, and so yeah. Okay, but this is the funny part. This is why we chuckled. Under marriages, we have like blah 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 blah. Steven and nothing. I'd love to know how she got interrupted and never finished it.
Yeah. She probably couldn't remember her name and
Was going to go look it up.
was going to go.
Yep. And then we have my other grandmothers. It's actually on her cover. This is my dad's mom. And I actually keep a picture of her in there. I want to do that with that one, but I need to get a picture printed. So cute. So she decided it was inappropriate. Her husband gave it to her, my grandpa, and his nickname for her was Kitten. And she didn't want that, so she crossed it out and wrote her own name. Bless my grandma's heart. She was very feisty. But I love having these around. They've had like a place of kind of honor and centerpiece of my home decor. It's the heritage of my, I had two grandmothers who loved the Lord, and I was blessed to have two parents who love the Lord. And someday when I give these to, I have no idea who because I only have two of them, but my children, hopefully it'll continue a legacy of loving the Lord and loving the children well and the homes, well, and that heritage of faith, as much as it is like just the love in my family and having something of them means so much to me. But I also have the rich heritage of faith is special to me.
And I was gonna say, before I gave you my mama's Bible and I gave one of your brothers my daddy's Bible, before I did that, they sat together up on one of my shelves with this.
I do have those too, and I love them.
Even though they're missing their thumbs now.
But children, there are things that survived my mom. They survived me, but they did not survive my children.
They sat on a shelf collecting dust. And that was during a season of my life when my relationship with the Lord was I don't think how I want to say this.
You were living a different life. You
had chosen to kind of at that point your dad didn't know the Lord, and I just the relationship wasn't there. I wasn't going to church. But those two Bibles sat on a shelf in our home, and I looked at them every day, and they were a constant reminder to me of where I came from and where I belonged. And it was very much something the Lord used in my life. But even beyond that, is just that again, that reminder of your heritage of faith, and which takes your mind to, okay, what did I watch my parents walk through? How did I see their faith play out? And so it's more than just the Bible, remembering seeing my mom sitting in church with her Bible open on her lap, or sitting in her chair with her Bible open on her lap. So I feel like, as much as it sounds terrible to have them on a shelf, dust, that's just a housekeeping thing. Dust is like...
The dust is a reflection of my inability to keep my house clean.
Well, I mean, I was the same way. Mine collected, but...
to be fair, my house, if you dust it 6 hours later, it doesn't look like you dusted.
But I think,
it's an old home.
it's as much as it's important for our kids to see our Bibles in action, with us, I think it's important for them to see that...
I think it's important that the everyday living, including elements of faith in the decor, that it's not just, what I mean? Like, it's a part of our life in every facet, from how we decorate to the activities we do to the way we spend our time. I think it just is that whole, church is not just for Sundays. That this is a genuine thing, and it's a relationship for sure. So, there's something I really want to share. Oh, speaking of heritage of faith, exciting news. One of my daughters, Miss Vi, accepted the Lord as her Savior and is going to be baptized soon. And so it's something we're very excited about. And it's just that kind of ties in with this of just thinking of that heritage of faith. It's very exciting to see one of my children like taking a step forward in her faith. And I'm excited to see how the Lord grows her and uses her. But because I know I have people who, I know you guys are here. Some of you have been here from the beginning of Rustic Girls, before Rustic Girls was the Rustic Girls. And so I wanted to share that with you guys. It's a very exciting time for us in that sense. Yeah. So thank you for hanging out with us. I really look forward, like I said, to hearing about your guys' heirlooms, maybe something special that you've carried with you through the years. Join us next week. We're gonna share a season that changed us. So separately, just a season that we've walked through in our lives and that has changed us and kind of, maybe shifted the focus or the direction of our lives. And we would love if you guys came and you hang out with us, chat with us, and share something with us, because we grow together, right? And I truly believe that everything that we go through is not wasted. It has a purpose and a reason. And even this last week, I was sharing with my mom just some of the processing I've had. I switched my phone to like a very minimalist app because I was using it too much, just to kind of, check out of reality, because reality kind of sucks without my dad, just saying. And so I went to a minimalist thing, but I got a screensaver so that my lock screen is a rotation of pictures. And so it's a mix of pictures of my dad and my mom and my dad through the years, and myself and my husband and some of our family. And so you're seeing like just constant rotation of those pictures. And I've noticed that the way my husband, like there's pictures that are like, they are the same. If I put them side by side, they're the same picture. Like just looking at the woman while looking, like she's looking at the camera, and there's something about their eyes. It's just so soft and tender. And then pictures of just like little kisses on the cheek. And like, they just like, I realized, dude, as much as a lot in our marriage, I've said that like Justin's my mom and I'm my dad, like way more of a like go getter and like way more abrasive and boundary pushing, and he's very much like rule follower. He does things the right way and not rocking the boat. And I realized, dude, I married my dad,
especially on the relational level. I think in a lot of other ways too. I think where your dad, I think, was just more loud and aggressive about things. Justin is just like quiet and
yeah. Oh yeah, he's not a pushover.
I'm looking for quiet and firm.
Quiet and firm, for sure. He's not a pushover. I hope I didn't give that impression.
No,
because he's not. He's just not the loud and abrasive side of things. He's very quiet and just.
It took your dad a lot of years to have some of that polished off of it.
And then he tried to die and just kind of reset. So anyway, I realized I had married my dad. I was thinking, my dad, I grew up, he made me laugh is one of the biggest qualities I look for in a man, but he loved to make you laugh. And you can see it. Like, you watch him as I got older, and it's like, when she giggled at one of his jokes, oh my gosh, he was absolutely like radiating. He was so happy when he made you laugh. And he loved you so much. And even in the way, like, I have a really crummy day and I get nothing done. Dinner's not cooked. The house is a mess. And I'm all like frustrated because just life is hard and I'm not doing my job. And my husband's response is like, hey kids, what are you doing? You know how to cook. You could have started dinner. You could have tidied. I'm like, it's my fault. You can't be mad at them for not doing my job. But my dad was the same way. 100%. His wife was his queen and she could do no wrong. And therefore it was the children who did wrong. So, even in that sense, I was like, dude, he thinks of me like a queen. I can do no wrong. And I was like, it's like my dad. And just like translating that to, I think no matter how much, I'm grateful that with my dad, we've had many good talks. And I feel like there's not things left unsaid. I just wish I'd said them more. And so thinking
more you want to say, wish you would have said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. And so, oh my gosh, I'm gonna make myself cry. I can feel it. So I was just thinking with my husband and just like, I don't want that to happen with him. And I think no matter what that's gonna happen, I think no matter what happens, no matter how much you say I love you, no matter how much you say I'm grateful for you, I appreciate this, this, and this. When they're gone, you're gonna wish you told them 1,000 times more. But I'm gonna try my best to tell them 1,000 times more while he's here. And so, just every season, everything we walk through, no matter how hard, no matter how ugly, like there's purpose in it. There's ways that we can um, use it as a catalyst of growth and change in our own lives, but also we can share and help others. So yeah, we'd love to hear what you have to share. We're excited to share with you. So join us next Saturday, 9 Mountain Time, to chat. And again, once we get up to 50 followers, we are so excited to do these lives. Super fun. For you to do your funny voice. I know that I was just getting to that part too. So I can't not do it. Like I can feel my throat closing. Like, subscribe, share, all the things to help us get there. We're just looking forward to even more connection and more community. So we love you, friends. We hope you have a beautiful week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.